So far we travelled from Darwin up to Port Essington and then down to the King River. And then we continued on to the Wessels Islands and put anchor down there. The next morning we saw something on the beach, so we went to take a further look, and we interrupted someone having breakfast. He's not that little.
He's not that little.
Yeah. Do you want me to get the gaff? Ah, it's a big girl. It's the first time we've made sushi with Queenfish. And it's actually really delicious.
I think if you used anything less than the shoulder cut, it wouldn't be as good.
Right, but because we used that nice shoulder cut. So we've got Queenfish, Kewpie mayonnaise, a little bit of red cabbage, and the spicy Japanese sesame seed topping inside it.
Well, it's bath time here. Pascal's found some pumice, so she's getting rid of her bunions.
Oh, I don't have bunions.
What are they?
I've just got dried skin
some
on
dry
the
skin.
bottom of my feet.
Now, in our last video we showed us making a sun awning, but that can also be used as a windscoop, as seen here. Now, this was an idea I got from the book The Cost Conscious Cruiser by Lynn and Larry Pardey, and we've included that in the description for this video. But it's not a new idea. If you read about the history of sailing, people were doing this for a long time. What did you think, Pascal?
I thought the windscope was the best thing ever. It made our boat so cool, and it was really easy to set up. We just tied the cord to the lifelines of the boat and onto a catch inside the cabin, and you can really see the wind blowing through into the boat.
I would say that was the cheapest air conditioning in the history of sailing.
For sure.
Now, when there's a bit of breeze, we like to celebrate by sailing off our anchor. Now, a lot of people, I don't want to teach you to suck eggs, but if you're new to sailing, if you want a little bit of help in turning around quicker, you can actually back your head sail, and that's what we've done here. So the wind catches the backed head sail, pushes the nose around, and then when you're on the tack that you want, then of course you can release that. It becomes the lazy sheet. Pull up on the sheet, and you're away. Well, it was starting to feel a little bit like free-range motoring, but we've got wind. Today it was actually predicted east 10 to 15 knots at dawn, but it's 12 hours late, that's alright. We're on Darwin time here, we can live with it. Oh, it feels good to be sailing again though. It's the joy of a 30-footer instead of something bigger. You want to have a look around, just grab the machine and have a look. Oh, easies. Really changing winds around this headland. That's the sound we like. Now we just need the ratchet to go off.
Yeah.
Announcing a mackerel for dinner.
So where have we head off? We've left now Hopeful Bay.
Yeah, let's go south and see if we can pick up a nice anchorage near the hole in the wall, the Gugari Rip. You need to take it easy, Pascal. You'll pop an aneurysm. What's going on?
We're sailing at 4 knots.
It's the joy of a small, light boat, isn't it?
Yeah, there's probably about 4 knots of breeze as well. You reckon? 5 knots of breeze?
Yeah. Probably about 5 knots of breeze. We're getting helped by a little bit of a current. Hard to say.
very peaceful.
Peaceful. I'm going to actually have to get off my ass and adjust the steering actually. The wind's picking up now.
Woohoo. You just picked up the wind.
Yeah, I've had to put a fair bit of twist in the sail because it's such light winds, but now we're just picking up a bit, so I can sort of pull it in a little more. As it turned out, the ratchet did start singing out, but it was one of the ever-present little sharks. So we got him on board without doing too much damage, released it, which we were really happy about, and we were also really happy that he hadn't done the usual shark trick of twisting up and destroying our wire trace. Sailed off the anchor again. Whenever there's wind we can do that, so it's always a nice feeling. We got the motor just set now because we're going to go into the Gugari Rip.
What's the Gugari Rip?
So there's a small channel in between the islands here, and it's about 64 metres wide, about 10 metres deep. And we're just figuring on that just close to high water, there'll still be enough tide going through to give us a nice push without it being too terrifying, because it gets about 12 knots through here.
So we'll have a little bit of current to help us through, but not too much.
That's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like anything, just got to suck it and see on this one, but I think our information's fairly good. The best information that we had was that the current will turn that way, going to the east at 5.5 hours before high water. So we're leaving just at high water now. If everything's out by that half an hour, then you would think that it's going to be slack tide at about 8:30. So we're going to try and go through the gap here at around about 8. Maximum flow through here is an hour and a half before high water. So we don't want to, that's gone now. What are we doing? We're sailing at just under 6 knots. Pass us my binoculars, Dale. Too bad, I think we picked it though. Look at that. Look at the spooge just sitting on the water.
Yeah.
It's calm as fuck.
We're just heading through the narrowest part now, and it's not too bad. We've definitely picked the tide.
One of the keys to catching fish is get good quality hooks and keep them sharp, and that's what we're doing here. The way I like to test if I've got a hook sharp enough is, does it drag across your fingernail or does it catch in? Because when it does catch in, that means it is nice and sharp. And that means in the jawbone of a fish, instead of sliding over the top, it's going to catch on and dig in, and the fish will be yours. And here we can see that there was just a load of sharks around. So on our trebles, we knocked off one of the hooks to make it a double, and that just helps to de-hook the sharks without causing them too much damage. Light winds can be a real challenge to a wind vane. We sort of got around it by just increasing its surface area by pegging a bit of paper onto it. And here's a shot of the GPS showing that we are back on a straight course. How about the sharks there, Pascal? I'd nearly popped my muscles trying to get this fish in and away from that guy.
Yeah, that was a pretty hungry shark. All the sharks coming.
Foul hook mackerel.
I'm getting the gaff.
Yep.
Sorry about the bad gaff shot.
Oh, this thing's fucking razor.
Razor sharp. Let's have a look at that. So it's got a few bite marks in it from that bronze whaler.
Wasn't a bronzy, eh? We're too far north for bronzies.
Oh, okay.
Probably those, probably little black tip shark.
Uh-huh.
They are whalers.
Yeah.
So I'm just being a shark.
It just looked bronze, so I thought it was a bronzy, but you know.
No, everyone kind of calls them bronze whalers, but and around Perth he'd be absolutely spot on. Nah, she wasn't a bronze. There's so many different types of whalers though, you need to actually get them up on deck and have a good look at them.
So what's that there, Troy?
So here's the roe.
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably smoke that or
We do like it smoked.
just sausage. Well, that's the only way you like it.
That's the only way I eat it, yeah.
So there's, that's not a bad salvage. I had a bit of an autopsy and we can see that where Mackerel's brain is, we can see that the distance of one eye back and around about 3/4 up through the eye, so right there.
Yeah.
If we drove something through there, we'd get the brain. So that's good knowledge to know.
Yeah, if you've got one flopping on the deck and you...
Yeah, ikijima. Or
Just get it in the brain.
alternately, if you draw a line across the eyes and an equilateral triangle, okay, if you drove something straight down there, that will kill the mackerel instantly.
Yeah.
And that's safer for you. And if you're going to kill something, you may as well kill it quickly and painlessly.
Yeah.
So that's the go. Equilateral triangle, alright, blam, straight down through the middle.
Yeah.
Back to the sharks, isn't it? So
Yeah.
everyone gets a share of the mackerel.
Probably their favourite bit, the head.
Their favourite bit is all of it. So, the way we like to do mackerel, and I guess everyone's got their own different way of doing things, but fish like mackerel, queenfish, anything with this smooth sort of skin, and particularly once the shark's given it a few nicks, if you're skinning it, sometimes you can leave big patches of skin. They're a little bit tricky. So what we like to do is use the knife as a measure. There's the tip. Cut it into sections the length of your knife blade. Just hold on to that. And then once you've got them, there's a bloodline in these fast fish.
Yep.
That red triangle. It's a bit strongly flavoured. And the fish uses it sort of like a kidney, I guess, as well as an energy store. So we want to take that out as well as this row of bones. So if we cut down parallel with those until we get to nearly that triangle, and then 45 degrees, and then it's just a case of just working the knife out. We leave the skin behind. Oh, I left a bit of flesh behind there. Dodgy, barely. Yeah. That goes back to the sharks as well. And so we've got a really nice bit ready for, well, this one be
Perfect for sashimi.
yeah, there's that nice round bit there. Preparing to do battle.
Longtail.
Getting a tuna, it's important to bleed it. Here's a very quick shot. One of the cuts that's important to use is this one just on the pectoral fin. and that's where a major artery is.
Well,
This is the way to sail into Gove.
Yeah, the old asymmetrical spinnaker does it again.
The spinnaker is flying and we are hours away from Gove, which is cool. You can see the refinery in the distance, so civilization is calling. Whoa! The wind just got caught in the spinnaker the wrong way. We're back on track.
Is where I want to hang my head. Not your head, but your home. Poison snakes inside the bed, and they feel right at home. Where our children learn to walk away from this. Where our futures don't exist, and the past is, I guess you know. When
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button because it makes it more likely that YouTube will suggest our video to a broader audience. Also, we'd love to hear your feedback, so head over to the comments and drop us a line.